In about a week this summer, three separate AI agent capabilities shipped. Google's Gemini Spark can now drive a real Chrome browser using a person's own saved logins to book an apartment viewing or start a flight purchase. Google's Ask Maps can order takeout and add straight to a shopper's cart. And on OpenAI's GPT Real Time, a voice agent built by Avatarin handled roughly 30,000 shopping conversations for a Japanese retailer over a 2 week campaign as a first party agent on the retailer's own site, separate from the login wall cases. Only the first two act inside a person's own signed in session, and that is what this piece is about. Every popular way of measuring AI agent traffic, including this site's own AI crawler log, runs on what I call the marker assumption. The working bet that automated traffic will volunteer a distinguished signal, a name in the user agent string, or an address on a published list. Google's own documentation for its crawlers and fetchers satisfies that bet directly. Its Google Agent Fetcher sends a compatible Google Agent string in every request, and Google says plainly it's used by agents hosted on its own infrastructure to act on a user's request. That's the marker assumption working correctly as designed. Gemini Spark's Chrome auto browser breaks that same assumption where it drives a person's real browser using that person's own saved passwords and logged in accounts, authenticating exactly like the account's human owner with nothing left to volunteer. One separation I want to make here is my own read is that a Spark driven errand likely leaves from the same device, IP address, and Chrome build as the person's ordinary browsing, since the whole point of using saved logins is to look exactly like the account owner. Google hasn't confirmed or denied that network level detail, so treat that specific claim as my own structural inference. I recomputed the site's own 22-day AI crawler log to see how the marker assumption holds up here specifically. Across 11,000 logged requests and 134 distinct user agents, every single one still carries some kind of self-identifying token. Zero present as an unmarked ordinary Chrome browser. I checked this myself against my own log in my own collection code and not a vendor dashboard. But that absence isn't incidental. I read the collection script's own source directly. It checks every request against roughly 40 known markers, and anything matching none of them gets logged internally as a human browser on bot and dropped before a row is ever written. The taxonomy downstream then sorts surviving rows into 7 buckets: search, AI training, AI search, AI assistant, social, SEO tools, and a catch all other that already absorbs 34% of all requests. None of that matters for the signed in agent presenting ordinary Chrome because the collection step throws it out one stage earlier, and the taxonomy never gets the chance to miscategorize it. So, what would a real signal even look like? I reasoned through 4 candidate behaviors: a reaction beating fill time, form fill cadence with no pause between fields, a converting session with no mouse movement, and a navigation path with 0 scroll events. None is a validated detector, only reasoning about what one would require. The two that are worth checking today: first, a session that converts with 0 scroll depth, and a form where the average time between fields sits under roughly a quarter of a second, quicker than a person can read a label and move a hand. Neither is confirmed against real traffic, and the scroll case has a real counter case, since assistive technology, a keyboard only visitor, or a slow connection can log the exact same pattern. Google Analytics 4 and most analytics platforms already log this if the events are wired up. So the verdict is pretty straightforward. Nothing downstream of a persistence step built to exclude this traffic can turn around and measure it. This log, Search Console, and GA4 all inherit an identical ceiling, and no dataset I have moves a number into existence where the evidence was thrown out first. The full write-up with the sourcing and the check itself is on my website under articles, but I would love to know what you find when you check your own analytics for a 0 scroll conversion. See you all next video.